always being silly. Anyway, hope you guys are doing all right. Just put out a video, well, like what, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. Hopefully you guys came in for the live chat. If you didn't, at the end I said, I think I'm going to do a live stream. And here we are, live streaming. So that's exciting. I'm trying to view this thing, and it ain't working. View on YouTube. I just want to make sure everything's working properly here. Ah, there we go. What's up, y'all? What's up, Kevron's on Duncan? I feet you, Johnny, Little Viking Coach. How y'all doing today? Today, if I can find the right screen, just in this live stream, we're going to do like an Ask Me Anything. So you guys, you know, if you have anything you want to ask me about getting into IT, that's what this is about, right meow. Of course, you could join the Discord. I should probably throw in the Discord that we're live right now, so let's do that. Hey, everyone in Discord, we are live right now. Oh, looks like Kev beat me to it. Kev runs on Duncan. You're the best. I love you. You're a champ. Anyway, let's get rid of Discord here, because today well, let's back this up a little bit, because one of the questions that I got in the video that I put out last week about asking what I can do to help you guys, somebody asked if I could talk about ticketing systems. So I'm kind of getting prepared for that right now, just going over a video on that. So I reached out on LinkedIn and asked people like what ticketing system they want to see. So I'm waiting to hear back from that on which ticketing system we'll actually use, so that way you can kind of dive deep into it. But I actually want to have some type of virtual network set up so that when we talk about the ticketing system, we can talk about how users and computers are seen in the ticketing system. So I want to make sure that we have our domain controller set up. I want to make sure we have a server set up for the ticketing system that we're going to use. And then I just want to have a test machine that we can use also. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to delete this real quick because we're going to create a new one. We're just going to call this Windows 10 Miss, because it's just going to be random. And we're going to find the location for it, which I think is K, virtual machines. It's, Microsoft Windows 10, 64-bit. Yep. 2 gigs of RAM for this virtual machine. And this virtual machine is only being utilized for the purpose of the ticketing system that we'll be talking about. Just so that we can add some type of computer to not only the ticketing system, but just to our Active Directory structure in general. So we're going to go through just the process of setting this up. It's really easy. If you've never done this before, I have videos on this channel. I have videos on this on the Curious IT channel. Part of this is going to be brought in over on the Curious IT channel. So anyway, I'll be talking a lot. Sorry. We're going to start this bad boy up. We're going to select our ISO, click Start, and then it's going to go through a process of installing Windows 10, which probably done this before. Really easy to do, especially easy to do in Virtualbox, and it's really fast. It's like the most pain-free way to install Windows ever, because it's just so quick. Anyway, we're using all the base configurations for this. Broad Customs. Can you add macOS to a virtual machine with Ryzen chip? I have not seen that done. Not to say that it can't be done, but I would definitely look into it. Not something that I've done. I've only ever virtualized macOS from on an actual Mac host through VirtualBox. So anyway, using all the standard configuration again, like we said. And this Windows install is typically pretty quick. Yay, no degree IT, you have sound. So Kevron's on Duncan says that it's not easy at all, but it can be done, which sounds pretty accurate. Most things in IT, not most things, a lot of things in IT are not easy at all to do, but they can be done. Is it better to get more RAM or a better processor to use multiple VMs? I would say more RAM. Probably more RAM. Usually, like typically, like nowadays, your processor, like any processor, can typically handle a couple virtual machines running. It's really like the RAM that holds you up, and it's so incredibly easy. Not necessarily cheap to upgrade RAM, but it's easy to upgrade RAM. Yeah, so No Degree IT says he's done it on i7s with, the architecture for the Mac operating systems, like very heavily Intel based. So yeah, it'd be probably much easier on an Intel. What are the pros and cons of MSP or in-house department? Which do I recommend? As far as what though? As far as what pros and cons? Hi Zach, I really appreciate you make a stream at times staying home situation. For sure, bro. Is A+ worth it in 2020? Yeah, I think the A+ is going to be worth it for a very long time. Derek, you're looking to switch careers from factory assembly worker to IT. Can you point me in the right direction? Assume you have zero experience and just give whatever advice I think could help. Well, quite honestly, I've done, probably at this point in time, like at least 50 videos talking about this, which is why I created this course, www.itcq.tv, coupon code HUMANITY, because you can get it for $10. This course basically walks you through everything that you need to know based on your question. If you have zero experience, you have zero knowledge of IT, that course can give you everything that you need to know to get you started on a path to get you a job. Otherwise, I would just go through the archive of videos that I've created, because there are a ton of videos. Tons of videos I've created about that. Reg Pro Right. You want to get in the tech field, but I don't know where to start. You're 36, need to change your career. Do I have any advice on this? I just gave it. How ironic. But just to let you guys know, basic start off. If you have nothing, start off with an A+. I don't even care if you actually go out and get that A+ certification. Just have the fundamentals of the A+. No one understand those fundamentals. Tyler D. Within IT, I watch a lot of Americans such as yourself and Chuck. As you're from England, do you think that the career path and what's hot runs in parallel country to country? I think a lot of it runs pretty parallel. The technology industry is pretty universal, and the only thing that you would run into in being in different countries is maybe not being as up to date as other countries and stuff are. Otherwise, it's pretty much standard across the board. Eduardo, hey, do you think getting the Microsoft Azure Security Engineer certification be useful? Yeah, definitely. For sure. Do I recommend working for MSP? I recommend working wherever you can get a job. That's what I recommend. Hey, Michael, everything is all right so far. I hope you're doing all right. How can you practice cybersecurity and ethical hacking? I would highly suggest you go look up the Cyber Mentor on Twitter or LinkedIn right now, because he's giving away his course for free. And he can teach you a lot about cybersecurity and more specifically ethical hacking. Cadence, you keep seeing ads on YouTube for the Google IT cert. It's still useless, isn't it? I don't see many companies requesting that certification, but as far as being useless, no, it's not useless. It's just not as requested as, as something like the A+, which is almost identical in many, many ways. What are the specs on my computer? We can talk about the specs on my computer. You guys can check it out right there. There's the specs of my pewter, so you guys can see. Now, mine might be a little bit beefed up compared to some people, but if you want to start virtualizing, have at least, I would say, 8 gigs. 4 gigs, you could probably be safe to run at least one virtual machine, because you want to have at least 2 gigs dedicated to your host host machine, which would be your computer, and then you want to have at least 2 gigs dedicated to a virtual machine. So 4 gigs would be like the bare minimum, and then whatever processor. I'm telling you guys, like, it doesn't really matter too much unless you're doing something that's like super intensive, but you should be fine. Anyway, let's go through this, 'cause we don't care about all that. While this is spinning up, what I want to do is pull up my domain controller here. Well, that was a pretty easy click to get done, get rid of. Some people are just so ignorant. All right. Thank you, Megalodon. Appreciate it, bro. Anyway, back to this. I want to get my domain controller spun up here real quick because I'm going to have to access the IP configuration from this machine so that when we're getting this Windows 10 machine set up, we can add this Windows 10 machine to our domain. So let's go ahead, go through all these settings here, skip this step. Who's going to use this PC? Who's going to use it? Megalodon. Megalodon, you're using this PC. I decided. Wow. Caesar, I appreciate that, bro. I hope you're doing well. I mean, I could do this all day and block this guy. It's all good. Are there different ways of setting up a WAN with VMs on VirtualBox? There are different things that you can do, but we'll probably talk about that in future videos. Let's get logged in here. Getting things ready. Please don't turn off your PC. What happens if I just like decided to like shut this down? What do you think would happen? I don't want to find out. Apparently I did that on this one. Let me... I'm pretty sure. Yeah. All right. Oh my goodness. Moises, I'm glad that this channel has been able to help you in any way. Have you considered a video or live installing Endpoint Manager? Not yet. Not at this point. So from this machine, this is a server 2019 virtual machine. I need to get the IP information from this machine. Oh no, you guys can see its MAC address. Go ahead and hack it. Go, have fun. Hack it all day. So, all right. With this Windows 10 machine, we are going to do a couple things first. It's pretty standard stuff that I always do. But we will first rename this, because if I don't, it's going to drive me crazy. We're going to call this ITCQ Win 10. What's up, Duan Lightfoot? We're going to go ahead and restart that bad boy. You step away for 1 second and we get a troll. They are IP2. All right. Thanks, Kevron Duncan. Ridiculous. Unreal. It's so hard to concentrate when I got people in the chat just being stupid. Megalodon, look at welcome. Welcome. Trolls are out in full force today. All these VMs are running locally. They're running from a separate machine that we're on right now. What's good, Duan? What's up, Chris Howitt? All right. Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to think about what I'm doing now. Anyway. Oh, we got to. I'm already forgetting what I'm doing. We need to change the adapter settings on our Windows 10 machine because... Oh, I guess first of all, hang on. Let's go back. See, I'm getting all flustered by stupid people in the chat. Let me shut this machine down. Because I need to make sure we have... Oh my goodness. Come on. The same person you've dealt with on another channel? That's awesome. Go on that other channel and pull up the list of every single user you've deleted from there so that I could just add that. All right, I'll try to focus on the lab best I can. So one of the things within VirtualBox, in order for your machines to be able to talk to each other properly, we need to configure something within the settings, the network settings here. The network adapter, we need to change that to a bridged adapter. So now once we do that and we change some IP settings, we'll be able to talk to other computers within our virtual network. So that's why I pull up this IP information here, because we're going to take basically this default gateway. That's going to be the most important thing. And this is something that I've struggled with many times because I always forget that on any machine I'm trying to add to my network, I need to make sure that the default gateway on that machine matches what we have on our domain controller. Dwan Lightfoot, bro, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate that. Love you, bro. Love you. Long time. Oh, bro, thanks for all you do. If you guys don't know, Mr. Dwan Lightfoot is a really good friend of mine, even outside of this whole YouTube thing. Like, I talk to this guy. I mean, we probably talk once a week, right? Like, I would say we talk once a week on the phone, maybe once every couple weeks. But this dude motivates me, man. Dwan Lightfoot motivates me. He keeps me going. I love him. Anyway, on our Windows 10 machine, we are going to set a static IP address. And as you guys can see here, this is the network scheme that we have for our internal network here. So we are just going to go ahead and do 10.0.2. Let's do 28. 255. Uh-oh. I know 256 doesn't work. Come on. 255, 255.0. The default gateway, 10.0.2.2. Preferred DNS, or is it the DNS? Let's take a look at this before I go further. I'm going to spin up this machine real quick. I'm all over the place right now. He doesn't know how he changed your life just like you, just like me. Dwan changes a lot of people's lives. I love that guy. What is it? Oh my goodness. So apparently with like this whole quarantine and social distancing, people have nothing better to do. Anyway, sorry. I should just end this stream because now I'm all flustered by people. Anyway, sorry. The DNS server of our machine that we're trying to add to our domain, to our network, needs to be the same IP address of our domain controller. So that IP address is 10.0.2.27. Go ahead and add that. Close it all out. Now what we want to do. Now this is our domain controller. We have our IP address scheme set up on our Windows 10 machine that we're trying to add to the domain. We need to go into our system, change some settings here. Need to change or rename. We're going to add this to the domain itcq.local. Now, before we do this, let's pull up. I don't have my shortcut set up yet, so we'll do it this way. We have one computer that is part of our network currently, which is our other server 2019 virtual machine that we're running. This other server, I can show you guys. We're going to be running our ticketing software from this machine. But anyway, just kind of trying to help put things into perspective here a little bit more. Now we want to add our Windows 10 machine to our domain. So member of domain itcq.local, which that is our domain that we created from our domain controller server, which is right here. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And then we want to type in itcq.local/administrator and then our password and click OK. Welcome to the itcq.local domain. Now we need to restart. I'm going to go ahead and restart that machine. I'll restart that. If we refresh, we can see that our Windows 10 machine is now part of our Active Directory, which means that that Windows 10 machine is now part of our domain. So we are going to do an actual video on this where I'm not being interrupted by people in the live chat who are being just completely stupid and ridiculous. What's up, Job Skillshare? I hope you're doing all right, bro. All right, Windows 10 machine is back. There's Megalodon. We can log into our domain administrator account. What ticketing software? I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. I have a thread out over on LinkedIn where I was asking people what they want to see. A lot of people have suggested like Remedy. They suggested ServiceNow. Gosh, what was like Freshdesk? There's been a lot of suggestions. So really, for me, like I'm waiting for one of these companies to be like, "Hey, yo, Zach, will you talk about our ticketing software?" And then I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to use SolarWinds web help desk that they offer, because you get like 15 days free with that, and it's pretty simple to set up. How much does it cost through IT Pro TV? If you use the coupon code ITCQ30, you get 30% off of your subscription over there. So if you get like their premium membership, I think it's like 50 something bucks a month minus whatever, 30%. And with a premium subscription that you get over there, you get access to their practice labs and all that stuff. I can't believe like this troll just keeps coming back. This is interview question, people. How to join computer to the domain. Good stuff, Zach. Yep, it's definitely something I'm going to create a dedicated video for. But the whole reason why I'm doing this again is so that as we're setting up our ticketing system, we can really heavily we can put everything into perspective more, which will be fun. It's going to be fun talking about a ticketing system because ticketing can be like annoying at times, but it's such a crucial part of IT. Robert George, any chance to get a remote job now having just passed A+ and Net Plus? There's always a possibility. Always a possibility. You set up OS ticket for your internal use. You're all about open source. I'm fine with open source too. I have no preference, to be honest with you. It's whatever it is. So we have our Windows 10 machine now that's all spun up. You guys, how long have we been doing this live stream? Like, when did we start it? see, started 25 minutes ago. So within 25 minutes, I've spun up a Windows 10 virtual machine and I've added that to our domain. Really simple, really easy to do. Now we can go, you can check our users. We can see that we have the Megalodon user, we have our administrator user. Now, let's just for fun, let's go to users. And this isn't going to be the proper way that I would normally do it. But just for the sake of a video, just for the sake of this live stream, let's create a new user. Somebody give me a name to put. Who wants to be the first person? Jorge Perez, you should always try to refresh your skills. Unbelievable. Have I heard of Sky Learning? I have not. Michael Anderson, you were just confused. What's the difference between a Docker container and a VM? I mean, a Docker container is much like a virtual machine in many ways. I have a video coming out on that very, very soon. Not very, very soon. I have a video coming out about Docker and explaining it. But virtual machines, you could almost say like they're the same, right? Like a virtual machine and Docker, because you're virtualizing part of a system with Docker. You're virtualizing different aspects of operating systems, like different like .NET distributions or different versions of Java to help support your team a little bit better. But I'm not going to go into like huge detail on that. A virtual machine and the aspect that we're using it for, we virtualize different operating systems to help support our network. Joe Exotic. That's what it is. Sorry, I had to go with that. I haven't even watched that show yet. It's on my list of shows to watch, but the memes are killing me. Chris Howitt, bro, I sincerely appreciate that, man. Dark times like this, we need people with skills to keep tech going. Ignore the trolls, teach on, brother. Viewers, show your support. Thank you, bro. I really do appreciate that, man. Seriously, bro. Thank you. Hearts for you, my brother. All right, so now we're creating our Joe Exotic account. I'm gonna go ahead and click next. Let's do a password. We'll call this T1G3RK1NG. Let's see if I can do that again. T1G3RK1NG. Oh, did I screw it up? Let's see. T1G3RK1NG. T1G3RK1NG. Bam, Tiger King. We got it. Yeah, our Megalodon answered you. It's OBS. So now we have our Joe Exotic account that we created from Active Directory on our domain controller. Let's move this Windows 10 machine out of the way. Get out of here. All right. Our domain controller, Active Directory, user, right? Oh my gosh. I'm on it. Bam. Got our Joe Exotic username. Now, what we're going to do is go to our Windows 10 machine, wherever that is. Here's Windows 10. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a log off. Maybe do a log off. Maybe do a log off. Try to do a log off. Sign out, whatever. I'm going to sign out and we're going to log in as Joe Exotic. So you guys can kind of see like what's going on, right? Other user, J Exotic. Password T1G3RK1NG. Pow. Oh, we gotta change that password? That's bogus. Why did I check that box? Let's do T1G3RK1NG exclamation. T1G3RK1NG exclamation. Pow. Password has been changed. Sign in. So, all in the span of 30 minutes, we've spun up a Windows 10 virtual machine, we've added it to our domain, we've created a new user in Active Directory, and then we went back to our Windows 10 machine and logged in as that new user. Really simple stuff to do, but this is stuff that you guys need to know. For entry-level jobs, this stuff is crucial. And I just want to, I just just showing you guys this within this amount of time, it's extremely important that you guys know how easy it is. You don't need to be intimidated by this at all. Like, literally should not be intimidated by this. It's super simple. Bra Customs, thank you so much, bro. Supporting the movement, people like you who share your knowledge are greatly appreciated. I greatly appreciate all of you guys. I really do. R. Jalden Cell, whatever your name is, the tool that I'm using to record this is OBS. It's, what is it? obsproject.org? obsproject.org? Or .com or something. But Bra Customs, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate that. So yeah, now we can go back to, let's see, users. We got our Joe Exotic user account created on this machine. We have our Megalodon account created on this machine. But here's something about the Megalodon account, right? Let's go back to Windows 10. Our server. Let's go back to our domain controller, sorry. Our domain controller, if we look under users, we're not going to have a Megalodon account. So when we first set up this machine, just because we were setting up really quickly, we created your standard user account on the machine, which was Megalodon. Megalodon is not part of our domain. Megalodon is not in Active Directory, which means that Megalodon is a local user on our Windows 10 machine. So Megalodon wouldn't really have access to anything on our network. If we signed in as Megalodon, we wouldn't get access to things like shared files and things like that because of this. Because of that, it's not part of our Active Directory. We didn't create a Megalodon user in Active Directory. What? Oh, wait, what did that person say? Kev runs on Duncan Megalodon. Imagine donating to this guy. What? I don't understand. What's up with this person, man? This is just crazy. This is just amusing at this point. So anyway, Megalodon. Can hear in the chat. The Megalodon account is a local user account. It's not going to have the same privileges and things that a domain account would have, like Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic is part of our Active Directory. He's part of our domain. So he would then have access to our shared files, our shared folders, or shared drives. We would be able to push out group policy to Joe Exotic's account. Whereas Megalodon, we basically have no control over that account. We could push out group policies for the computer itself, but his account, nope. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Again, the whole purpose of this video that we're doing is so that when we spin up our web help desk or whatever, sorry, I'm looking at the name of this program, web help desk, that's the ticketing software I'll probably end up using. When we go to set up our ticketing software, having computers already in our domain, it's going to help really put things into perspective. And having other users outside of what standardly comes set up within Active Directory. So our Joe Exotic, we'll add a few other users as well. We could probably even do a video where we talk about mass importing users to Active Directory using something like PowerShell, where we take, say, like an Excel sheet that has, a person's name. So that we could take an Excel sheet, has a person's like full name, and then maybe we put in there, I don't know, we could put in there what job title, maybe we could put in there, let's see. There's a few different fields that we could put in. Full name, yeah, initial. So this would make more sense if I could actually show you, but I'm not prepared to do that right now. But anyway, first name, last name, full name, user login. Put all that information kind of in a spreadsheet, and then we can import that spreadsheet through PowerShell, and it will add all of those users to Active Directory, which is it's really kind of easy to do. I can't really explain myself very well today. My apologies for that. But the point of that is it's doable. We'll talk about it. New Jersey tech guy. I'm guessing that's what NJ stands for. Actually did a similar project this week, but running from Azure, set up VM running as DC and another as end user PC, create users and poke around with policies and such in AD. I really do need to do this in something like AWS or Azure. I guess I'm just not prepared to do that at this point. I probably should. Not many IT pros set up VMs from scratch anymore. Yeah, there's like setting up virtual machines is almost going to be a way of the past here soon, maybe. But it's still a good idea to practice. It's still a good idea to understand the process. It just helps put things into perspective. You know, you could sign up for AWS for free. I think Azure, you could get it for free for 180 days or something weird. But nobody wants to spend the money on Azure. Anyway, I kind of walked you guys through what we're doing here. If you guys got questions, I might have answers. I just really wanted to go through what the process looks like to add a machine to a domain and talk about why we're doing it. I hope that helps. I know it's just a bit of a cluster because things happening. But anyway, Steven, hey Zach, love your videos. Quick question. Currently a field computer repair tech, A+ certified, plan to get your Network Plus by the end of the month. Any helpful tips to progress your IT career from here? Keep getting certs, bro. Azure, sorry. You're all good, Kev runs on Duncan. Keep getting certs. Keep, doing virtual labs and things like that. I mean, the best way to really learn is to get as hands-on as you possibly can. So do everything that you can do to get hands-on, especially in the areas that you want to be in. 30 days, $200 credit. Definitely won't keep it running for long. Yeah. See, for me, I would love to get on Azure, but I'm not going to be spending that kind of money. I'm just not. Cesar Morales was really cool, man. Never seen that happen. Kind of over your head a little, but cool stuff. All right, so what was over your head about it? Just so that I know, so that when I'm going to actually create dedicated videos for this, I can make sure that I'm at least touching on the things that people might be having problems with. I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm doing. I was just kind of spinning all this stuff up as our video earlier was being released. And at the end of that, I was like, I should probably just do a live stream and talk about what I'm doing. Just for fun. And just to talk to people. Are there any certs that I want to study for during this time? I want to study for the Azure Fundamental Cert. But I'm having a bit of a conundrum because, I have 4 kids and daycares are closed, schools are closed. So, all the kids are always at home with me and it's impossible to do anything at all, ever. So there's that. So I was listening to music while we're doing all this too, and my hair is driving me crazy now that I looked at it. You came late. You were studying for the CompTIA A+. That's awesome, bro. Keep on studying. How about either way, answer the question or follow VM setup because you were getting loose focused? Yeah. I mean, I definitely was all over the place, but I was also trying to deal with the people in the chat who are being ridiculous. So that's my fault. This was more or less here, I'm doing something. You guys can watch me do it. I don't want to explain it too much because I'll be having a dedicated video out about that soon. I still missed hair. Are you serious? I'm all over the place. Yeah, we'll have a dedicated video out where we actually talk about what we're doing, and it's going to be completely focused. We'll have no distractions. We'll be able to walk you guys through pretty easy. All my kids should get certs when this is over. I completely agree. I should make my kids start learning how to program. That's what I should do. I don't know if my girls would go for that too much. Maybe not. MS Azure is free for 1 year with $250 credit. I mean, how quickly are you going to use those credits though? That's the thing I got to look into. $250 credit, how much time are you able to utilize those? How much time are you able to utilize in Azure with that? Bra Customs, you're into gaming PCs heavily, built mine from the ground up. Long story short, you want to make a career out of your knowledge that you have but don't know what path to take. Any suggestions? I mean, there's very slim jobs in the market that are specifically related to any type of PC, like repair specifically, or building machines and things like that. So for you, the best advice that I could have for you is figure out where you want to be in your career. Like what area within IT you would like to be working in, and start focusing your efforts towards that. Have I tried introducing my kids to Scratch from MIT? No, I haven't yet. I kind of let them always come to me about this stuff. I've never really been one to push IT onto my kids. Either they want to do it or they don't. One night, do I think AWS Solutions Architect, Associate Cert, Security Plus mesh well together, or no? Well, those are both fantastic certifications, first of all. And the Security Plus meshes well together with everything. Security Plus should be one of those certifications that I feel like everybody should have, because it really lays down so many of the fundamentals of security related to IT. It's, you know, it's not anything like too advanced, but I think it's just very helpful. What's my preference on hypervisors? VirtualBox, VMware, Hyper-V. I use VirtualBox all the time simply because it's free, it's easy to use, and I don't know, it's just basic, right? Like, I try to mess around with VMware a little bit on my personal, like, home machines and stuff, and I don't know, I don't like it as much. But in a working environment, like, VMware just rock solid. So at home, VirtualBox. Out in the real world, in an enterprise environment, VMware all day. Chris Chambers, you're not sure on VMs. A coworker and yourself are looking at building a data warehouse, and we burned through those credits pretty quickly. Man, that's crazy. Best remote work from home cert? Oh, that's a great question right now. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. It's more or less like what jobs are available and what certifications do those jobs require. There's no certification that's specifically going to teach you what you need to know about working from home. I still stand by the A+ is the best fundamental IT certification because it covers so much. So there's that. Colton Lockhart, you rock. No, you rock, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the super chat. If you got a thumbs up, or if you got a question, let me know. Why so many thumbs down? I don't know. Probably because I'm all over the place. The thumbs down are actually probably mostly from the dude who was spamming this, which is fine. I don't care. Thumbs down all you want. All you want. All day, thumbs down this. I'll give it a thumbs down. Look at, where's my... Look at here. Let's start the thumbs down movement. Pa-pow! I just liked my own video because I'm a jerk. Anyway, sorry. Douglas Connell, you just watched Network Chuck break a CCNA lab yesterday, and wow, it was confusing. You're currently studying for your A+ and wanted to go CCNA after, but I don't know. Well, the CCNA, Cisco in general, can be intimidating, but once you kind of start studying for it, once you kind of start understanding, things start to make more sense. So don't be too intimidated by it. It's something that you don't know yet, and that's okay. It shouldn't intimidate you too much or scare you too much. You just don't know, but you can teach yourself. That's the great part about it. No degree IT, you warrior run command hoodie today. Love it, man. That's awesome, bro. I love that. I love that. Don't hit apply for... Oh, what? I'm missing something. Shadow Tat, what's up, bro? I hope you're doing all right. $250 for a month or more. That as long as you stop all servers and some other charge services. And after a month, you can switch to pay as you go. Still use it. Yeah, I don't want to pay for Azure. Microsoft should like sponsor me and like give me Azure for free or something. That would be cool. What's up, Microsoft? Calling you out, bros. Give me some free Azure. Chris Chambers, question on the Security Plus cert. Does that cover FISMA, HIPAA, FERPA, PCI compliance? You presume it does. Your company has a different requirement, so I know about those. I was just wondering. It does. I can't remember about. I think it does require every single one that you mentioned. It just at least talks about it, mentions it, covers at least a little bit something on that. But you can look all those up within like the domain, each domain on the Security Plus. I know for sure HIPAA is on there. PCI compliance is on there. So, there's that. Cesar Morales. So basically you're creating a virtual network with virtual machines and you're using your default gateway IP to connect to them as well. Sorry if it's a dumb question. That's not a dumb question at all, bro. We're trying to figure it out. Caesar, I probably need to go back and like re-record some of my videos where I set this stuff up and kind of explain it a little bit more. So I probably should do that. But I mean, I think you're pretty much spot on. Like yes, like that's pretty much what we're doing. But like, what more specifically are you confused about with that? So I can try to help. Errol HL, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. I appreciate that. How good of a multitasker do you need to be for IT? I mean, I wouldn't say you need to be a great multitasker by any means. I mean, multitasking is part of life, I feel like. You'll figure it out. But I think somebody put in the chat, you need to learn to focus on one thing at a time, which is very true, especially when you're troubleshooting stuff. Like, it's going to be really difficult for you to troubleshoot something when you're trying to multitask at that same time, where you're trying to figure out multiple different troubleshooting steps for other issues. You just get other things thrown at you. You have to actually take the time, sit down, dive deep into what you're doing, and dedicate that time to it. It can be really difficult to multitask sometimes, but I wouldn't say it's a requirement. I wouldn't say you need to be a professional multitasker by any means, but it can help. Little does that guy know you make money off the thumbs down. Yeah. Probably make like 2 pennies off that. How goes it today? It goes. How do I study for Cert? Well, I only got 1 Cert, and it took me quite some time to get it. And it literally just took me dedicating time. It took me like making sacrifices in my life to achieve the certification ultimately, because I had to sacrifice time to time doing other things to sit down and study and dedicate that time for studying and really sticking to it. Shadow Tat, you're almost done with college. That's awesome, bro. Good luck. What do I think about all this cloud stuff? What all cloud stuff? Well, cloud's great. The cloud's amazing. Cloud's the best thing in the whole wide world. Trying to go over the chat, y'all. Cesar Morales, bro, I appreciate that very much, man. Thanks for helping beginners like you. You respect the people with experience in here. I love to learn from the best. And I seriously greatly appreciate that super chat, man. And I know there are many people who join these live streams who contribute and give back and help. And I appreciate all of those guys and girls as well. And if you guys are looking for more answers to your questions, or just want to talk to other people who maybe are in the same boat as you, or can help you in your future, or help guide you, just help answer what you say as quote unquote stupid questions, please join our Discord server. I'm sure Kevin on Duncan is probably going to be pulling up that Discord server soon. But definitely join the Discord server. Come out, hang with us, and ask your questions. But thank you again for that super chat, bro. What do I need to start setting up a server? Virtualbox. That's all you need. Lots of time. You have 11, and that is almost 2 years to do. You study for 5 hours a night, 6 days a week. Bro, it's intense. That is intense. I love it, though. Patrick Kinane? Zach, what are some things you see new people struggling with when looking to get certified? Where to get started? I think that's always kind of the biggest thing is, people who want to work in this field they just don't know where to start. They don't know what that process looks like. And one of the biggest problems that I see is, these people who are trying to get started, they ask a lot of people what advice they have, right? And then they get like all of these just different answers across the board. And then it gets confusing. And then it becomes intimidating because you hear from so many different people and you see so many different websites recommending this and recommending that. And you see YouTubers like me, saying this is the best certification to get started, or this is the best path to get started. The truth is, and I've said this many times before, like there is no set path to work in IT. There's no like one thing that's better than another. I can tell you that I feel like the A+ is the best certification to get started simply because it lays down the fundamentals of IT, and I think that's extremely valuable. There's no other certification that's like that, and that's why I recommend that. But people even get confused by that when I say, "Oh, just start off with the A+." Well, then they're like, "Well, how do I get started on the A+?" And then I have to say, "Well, you start off with like Professor Messer or CBT Nuggets or IT Pro TV or whoever the heck you want to start off with." And that's partly like one of the main reasons why I created the course that I did, is because like so often I hear from people and I'm getting questions from people about how they get started, and it's just all so confusing for them. So that's where that course really comes into play. And I don't mean to push that, but I feel like that's just a great way to help you understand how you can get started. Maybe I will take you on a date for $50. What? You want to go on a what? I'm so confused. So confused. What's the best virtual lab platform to help study the CompTIA Big 3? Test Out, Practice Labs. Those are the two best, hands down. And you can access Practice Labs through things like IT Pro TV. If you sign up for IT Pro TV's if you sign up for IT Pro TV's premium membership or whatever, you get access to all their practice labs, which they utilize the company that's named Practice Labs. But yeah, so Practice Labs and Test Out, by far the best, I feel like, because they virtualize lab environments, and you're actually getting kind of like hands-on into what's being done. The simulations that Test Out offer are the best I've ever seen. So there's that. I said the last name correctly. Not many people get it right on the first try. Well, when I saw Patrick Kinane, I was like, "Is that Patrick Kane?" Which it's a Blackhawks player. So I don't know. I just figured maybe that's how you pronounced it. But anyway, yeah, overwhelmed with the resources after finding out about too many of them. Yeah, there's an endless amount of resources out there, and ultimately there's no right way, although there's plenty of wrong ways, I'm sure. Anyone can run on your last yeah. Duane Gordon, currently working on getting your A+ certification. Should you study for Security Plus and Network Plus to be marketable after all this is done, or should you just focus on the A+, try to get a job first? You nailed it right there. Focus on the A+, try to get a job first. After you finish your A+, I mean, you can go for either the Network Plus or the Security Plus while you're still trying to find a job. But yeah, focus on the A+, knock the A+ out of the park, start applying for jobs ASAP. Period. The end. You just take my information and run with it. I hope you get other people's information too. Hear from other people. It's always great to hear from other people on what suggestions and advice that they give as well. No degree IT, you run Virtualbox on your laptop and it's great. On your server, you use Hyper-V for educational purposes, maybe switching to vSphere soon. Good deal, bro. FYI, folks that study automation will have 30% higher salaries than those without those skills by next year. Yeah. I believe that. I truly do. Is IT Pro TV practice labs for CompTIA better than Cybrary? I think Cybrary might use practice labs for their practice labs. And I'd say there's a company called Practice Labs. So I have to be very careful with how I say this. But they might be utilizing the same practice labs. I'm not sure. I like IT Pro TV. Cybrary's great too. But for CompTIA related material, IT Pro TV would probably be your best bet. Constantine Ross, you just found my channel. Pretty cool. I appreciate that, bro. Thanks for finding the channel. Thanks for joining us. You want to learn IT, where to start? And what do you want to do in IT? About to take your MCSA Server 2016. Good luck, bro. Good luck. Gosh, one of the problems they had was they would listen to people that get information overloaded. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there who have a lot of advice. I'm not trying to say that my advice is the best advice. I'm not trying to say that my advice is the only advice. And that's why I always try to reach out to other IT professionals on things that maybe I'm not clear about or things that I feel like need more perspective on. And I reach out to these other IT pros and ask them, for what their opinion is on things. And when I bring information to you guys and when I bring videos to you guys that explain something or talk about specific technologies or how to get started in this field or what's the best way to get started in this field, it's not just coming from me. It's coming from other IT professionals as well. And I try to sum all of that up and bring it to you guys and deliver you, the answers from a multitude of people. Are online practice labs worth the cost compared to setting up your own virtual lab? In many ways, I would say yes, but if you are a very structured and organized person, doing it on your own can be fine. If you aren't a very organized or structured person, I would definitely suggest going with one of the online resources because they have a structure in place. They have some type of curriculum put in place on what to do, how to do it, where you go next, etc. Can't wait to have a link you can send people when people ask about wanting to get in IT so they can know how big IT is and the amount of paths in this field. Yeah. Maybe that's something you can help me with, Kev Runs on Duncan. Maybe you can help create a page about that. I thought I had why isn't the FAQ available on the website? I have to talk to Allie about that. Community, career help, whatever. The Vault, community projects, contact us, career help. Oh, that's so cool. Oh yeah, look at it. We were getting there. We're just not there yet. That link isn't finished, but whatever. Jesse, you could rewatch it from the start, from the very beginning. Juan, you're almost done with the Google Professional IT Support. Are employers looking at the certification at all? Honestly, not really. Some of them do, yes, but not all of them. The Google IT Support Professional Certification has nothing on CompTIA's A+ as far as, jobs go and all that. Will just an A+ land you a job even without a degree or experience? Yeah, you could get an IT job with no certifications, with no degree and no experience, because IT is silly like that. IT is really silly. The most important thing that I could tell you to get started in IT is having customer service experience. Quite honestly, that you could sell yourself all day long with that. It's funny how many people I've talked to who have gotten started in IT with no degrees, with no certifications, no experience, but they've had, years of customer service experience, or they were just able to sell themselves incredibly well. The thing about entry-level IT jobs, help desk jobs, is you're supporting end users. Like that's like 99% of your job is supporting end users. And the number one skill that you need to have to support end users is customer service. Everything about entry-level or help desk jobs can be taught to you on the job. But customer service is not something that can be taught very well. Having good customer service skills is something that just takes time. Official DJ, you're currently an MIS major, but not sure what exactly to search for an internship. Go on Indeed.com, Dice.com, Monster.com, go on LinkedIn, and literally type in internships and see what comes up. Oh, look at Kevin Duncan. He answered that before I could even get to it. But it's best to get certs. It is best to get certs. I definitely wholeheartedly agree. If you want to gain an advantage, get a certification. For sure. A+, Net+, Security+, MCSA, CCNA. I don't care what certification you get. Just get one. It'll always help you. Zach always states it. You're an example of it. No certs, no work experience in IT, have a lot of customer service, but you're 6 months in your first IT job in a school district, started as a summer intern. There you go. Proof in the pudding. Right there. Proof in the pudding. That's like me. I never graduated from high school, let alone graduated from college. So that means I don't have a degree. When I first started in IT, I had no experience other than what I did on my own and no certifications. That's how I started in IT. Same, no certs, no degree, just raw skills. Yep. And you guys see companies like Google and Facebook and all those big companies saying, we no longer care if you have a degree or not. I mean, they probably care a little bit, but they know that there are IT professionals out in the real world doing amazing things that don't have certifications and they don't have degrees. Yet they are accomplishing the same thing that people who do have those credentials. So, yeah. Go to websites of all school districts and area. There's actually a really good website for that. It's called K12jobspot.com. That's for all school districts. If those school districts use that website, I guess. But K12jobspot is an amazing resource if you're looking to work for, any type of educational IT. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Ryan Howard. Hey, just wanting to say what's up and thanks for all the content, getting ready to change careers, and you give me hope. You can do it, bro, and you're welcome. Thank you for coming on and letting me know. But yeah, dude, that's awesome. You can definitely do it. Adrian Diaz, you have an interview for Help Desk Level 2 position. Any advice? Be honest. Don't lie. If you don't know something, tell them you don't know. But immediately following you saying, I don't know that, or I'm not quite sure, but this is what I would do to figure that out. That's so extremely important. Pow. What they need nowadays is less help desk and more security. What they need nowadays is more help desk that are specialized in security. That's honestly what they need. I mean, you're always going to need help desk, always, but it's getting those help desk professionals trained properly. And part of getting those help desk professionals trained properly is training them more in the security realm of IT. Getting them prepared, because security is extremely crucial to IT, even more now than ever before. So let's train these help desk professionals how to deal with security issues, or notice the things to look out for. Just have a fundamental knowledge. So make sure all of our help desk professionals are Security Plus certified. I think would be an amazing start to that. But at least giving them the fundamentals that they need to know, that they need to understand. Your last internship interview, they said Google is your friend on the job when you don't know. Google is always going to be your friend. I don't care if you're an IT professional for 2 years or you're an IT professional for 30 years. You will always utilize Google. Always. Oh, my bad. Sorry. No, Neo Beetle, you said you have no certs for 3.5 months. You only get 2 phone interviews. What I could tell you is to either redo your resume or start looking to get certified. Yeah, I fixed it. I fixed it, guys. I fixed it. I'm sorry. I forgot to unmute my mic after I coughed. My fault. Help that starts as customer service 100% for sure. Kev Runs on Duncan says, don't blame the users for the security problems, but if you help them understand some basics, you can avoid a lot of headache for sure. What are my thoughts on programming? I think programming is amazing. I wish I could be a programmer. Wish I could. I fixed the mic, bro. I fixed the mic. If you understand and can explain basic networking practices, DNS and DHCP concepts, Windows, Apple OS, and how to troubleshoot basic hardware software issues, you can pass school interviews. With that, you could pass like 90% of interviews. So that, like, with what you're saying, Matt, like that's a perfect way to really kind of sum it up in like one paragraph. Here's some general concepts that you should know to really help you land a job. Anyone could be a programmer, Zach. You're right. You're absolutely right. But you see, when I first started back in the year of 1999, that's when I really first started diving deep into IT. I taught myself HTML and all that fun stuff and PHP. And I did that for a long time, and I just never want to do it again. I just don't. Like, yeah. It's been a pain for me just to learn like PowerShell and Python because like it's scripting. It's like programming. It drives me nuts. But I know how important it is, and that's why I do it, because I feel like, and I need to do a video on this, because I feel like, and somebody even mentioned it in the chat, the best skills that you can have nowadays, well, some of the best skills that you can have nowadays to really help secure a job is having some skills, some knowledge, even like real world practice within Python or PowerShell, Bash, whatever. Like, having those skills are going to be so extremely important. So extremely important. Enrique, you got your A+ last month. Congratulations. You're currently working as a help desk analyst looking to move out to a different state, and you got an interview yesterday where they were impressed with the A+. People love the A+. Like, so many people hate on the A+, and I don't understand why. When the fact is that there are literally thousands upon thousands of jobs that still request the A+ certification. So, yeah. Do I rate Linux Plus, LPIC 1, LPIC 2? What about them? What do you want me to rate about them? I mean, the new Linux Plus, it's pretty good. The LPIC 1, LPIC 2 are always good. I mean, they're all three of those are like great certifications, so I could rate them all equally. I would say that the LPIC stuff is probably better than the CompTIA stuff. One night, learning JS after HTML and CSS was killing you. You thought the process of learning by doing project versus a course you like the thought of. Yeah. That's the best way that I learned. Like, I picked up a book called HTML for Dummies, and that's how I kind of figured many things out. But then from there, it was just like literally just diving deep into it and creating websites and trying to do different things with it. And back then, like, which, I mean, you could still do it nowadays, but I think it's a lot more complicated. Back then, when things were like much simpler, you could view the source of somebody's website and view all their HTML very easily, and it was very clean, easy to figure out. And then you could kind of like figure out what they were doing and how they did things, which you could do that nowadays. I just think it's a little bit more complex than what it was when I first started. But that's how I learned. I would view people's source nonstop so I could understand how they were doing things. And then once I kind of understood how they were doing it, then I would try to implement that on like the websites and stuff that I was making. But anyway, how long have we been doing this? I feel like I've been doing this for a while. 71 minutes ago. Ooh. All right. I should probably get to the kids. Even though the wife is home, I should probably get to the kids. Help her out. Give her a helping hand. So thank you guys and girls for joining this live stream today. I hope you're all doing fantastic. You're staying safe. You're staying healthy. You're staying 6 feet away from each other, because it's very important in today's crazy world. So please stay healthy. Stay inside. Try not to go outside. Don't hang out with people. Like, I know it's really hard to do, but there's people like me who are trying to live stream to give you guys some type of entertainment and just talk to you guys and keep you guys encouraged and, I don't know, just not as bored. I know it's probably extremely boring nowadays. But anyway, thank you guys for joining the live stream. I hope you come back for the next one. I didn't realize that I had this all messed up. You guys should have notified me that my screens were jacked up. You guys could have seen my big, beautiful face instead of my desktop that was blank and empty. But if you need to know, like, run CMD. Please. Anyway, you guys take it easy. Join the Discord, as Kev Runs on Duncan says. Join the Discord, please. Come hang out with us and talk to us. It's free to join. It's easy to join. Click the link. Sign up. Yes, that's all I got. Anyway,